Willie D Live.
It's bad out here. It's so bad out here that they're still lynching people. They're still out here lynching Black men and women. And the police are still saying things like, don't look that serious to us. We don't think it's that serious. Looks like suicide. So let's get into this story, fam. We got a family that are fighting for answers after a Black man was found hanging from a tree in Wisconsin. Yeah, hanging from a tree in Wisconsin. A family in Wisconsin is grieving and questioning the death of their brother and son, Tory Medley, who was found hanging from a tree at the Brookfield Hills golf course on November 13th. Since then, his family and representatives of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP, have been actively searching for answers. On November 13th, the life as my family knew it changed forever. My baby brother, Torrance Troy Medley, was found dead in Brookfield, Wisconsin, hanging from a tree on a golf course in the exclusive enclave. Medley's older sister, Sheena, wrote on Facebook. His death was immediately labeled a possible suicide by the Brookfield Police Department before critical questions about how he got there and what truly happened were fully examined. Our family has been pushing for a thorough, transparent investigation from the start. As she noted in her statement, local police ruled the 39-year-old's death a suicide, claiming they had no information at this point to indicate a crime was committed. In a statement released hours after Medley was found. However, the family attorney, William Sultan, believes officials rushed this claim, telling Fox News the chief of police arrived at a conclusion on a death where they haven't actually completed their investigation and won't talk to the family about it. Damn, they haven't completed the investigation. They won't talk to the family about the investigation. They won't even give them any kind of update? We all know the negative relationship that Black men have with lynching in our country, and this is a big deal. Reports of Medley's death comes just 2 months after 21-year-old Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree at Delta State University. Like the Reed family who hired attorney Ben Crump, Sultan says they have requested a meeting with Brookfield's chief investigator and the Waukesha County Medical Examiner's Office in hopes of receiving more details about Medley's death and injuries. Regardless of what the ultimate conclusion is here, the family deserves to know what actually happened, Sultan said. If it was suicide, we'll accept that. But if it was something else, well, we'll accept that too. We just need to know that all the I's have been dotted, the T's have been crossed, and it's been fully reviewed and investigated, which is only fair. The family has also received support of the Milwaukee and Waukesha chapters of the NAACP. These types of circumstances is extraordinarily unusual. And again, with that being the case, we want to make sure the communication is there. The respect is there. Montre Moore, a member of the Waukesha NAACP chapter, said at the news conference. On November 23rd, the Brookfield Police Department released a statement confirming their awareness of several speculative and inaccurate statements circulating publicly regarding the ongoing investigation into the death of Torrance Medley and a deeper investigation of Medley's death. Officials also confirmed that they have been providing updates to the Medley family. Ultimately, the Medley's family mission remains the same, as Sheena wrote on Facebook. I want to be clear. We expect and demand complete transparency from the Brookfield Police Department. My family deserves answers. Tory deserves answers. The community deserves answers. I will not stop asking questions until we know exactly what happened to my brother. I hate to tell you, sister, but they're not going to go forward with this case. They've already made up their mind that they're sweeping this under the rug. You're not going to get any relief from the DOJ because you know who's over the DOJ. And ain't no way they're going to prioritize a hanging, a black man hanging in America. With America's sordid history of lynching in this country, they don't mind continuing to see bodies lynched. They don't mind having these incidents occur. They just don't want to be reminded of them. They just don't want you to be complaining about it. In fact, they don't mind being reminded that the lynchings are still going on, because lynching helps them to believe that somehow, some way, in some morbid way, that they're still in control. The lynching makes them feel comfortable. So they don't care about the lynching. They want the lynching to continue because that's how they feel that they maintain some sense of control. This is why they have yet in 100+ years, damn near 100, over 150 years, they have yet to identify the KKK as a terrorist organization. Although we all know that the KKK was founded in 1865, right after the slaves were so-called freed. They founded it so as their way to continue to prey on Black communities, kill, murder, rape, subjugate, steal. They did that, and the government upheld it. The government refused to identify the KKK as a terrorist organization because the KKK does the government's bidding. That's right, I said it. The KKK does their bidding. And that's why they're not going to get rid of it. That's why they don't want to get rid of it. That's why they haven't identified it as a terrorist organization. In fact, they've identified it as a nonprofit, a 501c. What do they call it, 501c? Yeah. Yeah, they've identified it. They've identified the KKK as, something special. Yeah, 501c3. So yeah, they've identified it as a 501c3. So think about what I'm saying, fam. You had the Black Panthers, who was clearly founded to protect their neighborhoods and to feed children, to educate the people in the neighborhood, to help them get jobs. It was clearly founded to help the people. They were murdered. They were identified as terrorists. They identified that group as terrorists. So apparently, feeding children, feeding little Black children, making sure little Black children don't go hungry at night is a terroristic act in America. However, lynching people, lynching Black people, little Black kids in America it's a charitable act. It's somehow, some way, an act that is to be revered enough and respected enough that you make it a nonprofit. You give it nonprofit status. See, everything that I'm saying, they know is true. We got some uncivilized mutts in the chat that's mad because I'm saying it. But I don't give a damn about you like that. I don't care about you like that. But they're mad because I'm saying it, not because it's not true. At the same time, they like to throw around this idea that they're real and they're authentic and they're honest, right? But when you speak honestly, they try to criticize you. They try to tear you down. These uncivilized mutts are the reason America's in the condition that it's in. There's no way possible America has went through all that it's went through. It has all of the technology that it has, all of the intelligence that it has here, all of the smart people that are in this country, all of the money that it has. And this country is so volatile. It's volatile. We're living in tumultuous times, very dangerous times. This is one of the few countries that have not learned from its past. Somehow, some way, the people in this country continue to make the same mistakes and keep on going backwards. They keep going backwards, keep going backwards. We should be at a point in this society where we live in a harmonious society. There's no reason why, with all the money that we have in this country, all of the intelligence and technological advances that we made, all of the resources that we have, there is no way that people should be living in a state of fear constantly. And don't get it twisted. I'm not just talking about the people who aren't like fighters and who aren't natural rebels and stuff, because, you know, hey, a fight is a fight to a rebel, right? But even the rebels, they fear. That's why they always got their gun on them. That's why they always got it on, because they fear what'll happen if they don't have it on them. Everybody shook. Everybody shook. Yeah, I absolutely believe this guy was murdered. What the police do, anytime they rush to judgment like that, when you see somebody hanging, especially a black man, you should automatically go into, okay, you should be thinking homicide first, not suicide. You should think homicide first. This is probably a homicide. But let's rule it out. Let's rule it out first. You don't rule it out on the spot. You say, well, we're investigating. We're trying to gather the facts. Let us get the facts down, and then we'll tell you what we think from there. If we know for a fact that it was a homicide, then we can say it's a homicide. If we know for a fact that it's a suicide, we got some witnesses, we got a video, we got something, we got some type of evidence, we can say for a fact what it is. But let us do an investigation first, and then let us get the autopsy back, and then we'll tell you what we think. But no, what the police do in many of these cases, as soon as they hear about a black man being lynched, they go to the scene. They already know what they about to rule. They don't even have to look at the scene of the crime. They're already going there. I bet you this is the way the police receive a call about a black man being lynched. Hello, 911. Yes, I'm here to report a man who's looks like a man hanging. What color is he? He's black. Okay, where are you? I'm at such. Okay, and what's your name? Da 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 da. And can you be reached at this number? Yes. Okay. Is there anybody else around? Did you see anybody else? No. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll send somebody out there right away. They hang up the phone. Hey, Jaworski, we got a suicide over at such. Go out there and do the report. Hold on, man. I'm trying to catch up on my Instagram. Let me just finish my Instagram and go through these pictures and like these pictures. Yeah, just hey, you mind if I stop and get my kids, take my kids home first, and then go out there and see what's going on? Yeah, but you better hurry up. You want to hurry up before start get some of the blacks gathering around and stuff. And they're troublemakers. They're troublemakers. We don't want them saying stuff, getting it out to the media and all that stuff, And make sure nobody's out there with those damn cell phones. We don't need all that. Yeah, fam. I do believe the police, as soon as they hear about a lynching, they've already made their mind up that they're going to determine that it's a suicide. And I think they got some type of memo. I think a memo went out all over this country, because that's how they do. No matter what city it happens in, it don't matter if it happens in Minnesota or Wisconsin. It don't matter if it happens in Mississippi or Alabama or Texas or New York. Every time it happens, they immediately say it's suicide.